welcome to Roast Battle League Weekly. I'm the host and creator of Roast Battle, Brian Moses, and I am here in the Bay Area with a couple of ops. Josh Means, the host and creator of the Roast Battle Bay Area, the president, Logan Farr, he's got black legs, and she black legs. Alexis Fawx is here. Probably should have cursed right at the gate like that. We're not going to get monetized, but hey, it's the Bay Area. I'm excited, man. We're 1 week away from the start of the season. Right now, we're currently in the midst of opening day weekend. I'm here in the Bay Area with these guys. We had Roast Fest. Tonight's the last night. All around the league, all 24 cities are having, I think, their first shows this week. At least throughout the month they're having them. But I know that LA, the Bay Area, New York, Hartford, we're all having ours this week. Tokyo had theirs last night. Barcelona had theirs. It's a big thing. If you're into the league, go check out all of the Roast Battle League cities and check out some of their shows. Support those comics. And let's just get into it, man. Let's get into predictions, dark horses, MVPs, who's going to win. You're a fan. You're battling tonight.
Yes.
I am.
So you actually get to compete. You can actually maybe win MVP this year. And because you're battling here in the Bay Area as your first battle, you are now officially a Bay Area Roast Battle.
Hell yeah.
So for this season,
amazing.
You're on their squad.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm into
That's
it.
'cause there's
I'm into it.
Porn star, we got this.
You guys are definitely going to need HR.
Let's shit up.
Yeah, we got Paige, we got Alexis. We're taking everybody. It's gonna be a fun.
EI hires. A lot of white women. Good
Someone's
job.
got to do it.
Won't be us. So this is fun, man. What do you guys predict this season? I mean, you guys were talking a lot of trash last season. You're not doing it as much right now. So I'm concerned about you guys because you guys recruited heavy. You guys are the only ones who actually picked up people. You picked up Alexis. You picked up Paige.
I will say we are still talking trash, just not as publicly as last season. The rap battle me, Dakota, and Artie did, the diss track, not rap battle, the diss track we did was not as successful as I thought it would be. But we've still been talking shit internally. We're not a dark horse, in my opinion. We're one of the front running teams this year. I'm excited.
I like how you looked at me and went like dark horse. That was sinister, but please continue.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this season. We started out night one. It was a success. Just did a Bay Area showcase. Night two, we've got Bay versus the World. And then Paige Wesley's first battle as a Bay Area roast battler. She's taking on myself. So
whoa,
I'm very excited for that battle. Hopefully you see it on RBL Weekly next week or the following. Yeah.
I mean, you guys want to get those points, man. Let's start with the American West. You got Denver, Bay Area, Los Angeles.
Austin.
In Austin. Okay, that's the West. So who are your MVP? Who's your MVP for per city, right? I'm going to start with Logan here.
My MVP for the city?
Yeah. Who's your MVP for the Bay Area?
For the Bay Area? Honestly, this season, I'm excited to see Dakota Fry. Yeah.
Really? Why Dakota?
Because he's always been aggressive, but he's finally learning how to actually not be a dickhead for every single joke. And he's learning that he can kind of finesse the audience and then get aggressive.
Okay.
So I'm hoping he's learned from last season. I make the same mistakes, but seeing him pick it up quicker than I did, I think Dakota's going to give a lot of people a run for their money this season.
Okay.
Back-to-back Bay Area MVPs for Dakota?
That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Back to back?
I think he's good.
Do you think he'll have a winning record this year?
No.
Were you surprised that he won MVP with a losing record last year?
No, because one thing we always tell roast battlers is your record doesn't really matter in roast battle. It really doesn't, as long as you're remembered as a good roaster. You had good jokes. I lose all the time. But my thing is, I think the jokes are truly funny. They're truly unique. I don't care about losing. I want the audience to come away with, they're both monster writers.
And that's what, man, thank you guys. That literally is the whole, premise of the show. We're just here to it's like the show Chopped, right? Like these guys are all chefs. Nobody's gonna remember who wins or loses at the end. Just the meals that were made along the way is what we remember.
What kind of meal can you make out of their trauma?
Yeah. You go to Austin all the time. You know that scene very well. Who's your MVP for Austin this season?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Yeah.
That puts me on the spot.
You got so many, right?
people.
Patrick Apari, Heather Key.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, there is Heather too. I'm excited to get back there this year, to be honest, and see everybody go. I don't know who to pick.
No, yeah. Well, you're battling this season. I mean, you're gonna pick yourself as an MVP for the Bay Area. I mean, you're in the fold.
Well, I'm definitely gonna remember mine, win or lose.
You always remember your first time.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not going to pick myself. I think Dakota's great. We'll see what happens tonight. Yeah, I like to see how things transpire. I can't predict it.
Yeah. Are you excited about this season? Like, this is like your second.
I am.
Because you kind of came into like half of last season, I would say, or like maybe the beginning of the quarter of the season. But this is your first full season. Now you're participating. I mean, like, what got you into this?
My love for comedy. I love to laugh. It's helped me throughout my entire life. I have such mad respect for all you guys that get on stage. I'm going to be so nervous tonight, by the way. I'm like, am I going to stutter? Like,
she's going to snort herself.
I might. So bring your splash zone on the first seats. But I'm just so excited. I'm so excited for this. I'm so glad to be back and see where this year takes us. And I want to go over to Tokyo. I want to see all the cities this year.
All 24?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, why not?
And we'll see what happens. And what do you got this year, man? I mean, like, you've done this now. This is your third season in here. You helped bring this to the Bay Area. You've cultivated a lot of the MVPs out here. You cultivated the culture out here. Like, what's your prediction this season?
As far as the Bay Area MVP, there's so many good people. I think Logan would do great. Paige Wesley, I think, could win league MVP.
Yeah.
But my dark horse is Cookie Williams. I think she's one of the best, and she's come to me to like get better. So she has that drive that like not everybody has, and I think that's gonna take her to the next level this season. But going over to Austin, one of my favorites, and I know it's everybody else's favorites, Mike Eaton.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm curious, is he going to
Mike.
battle as much this year because he's going to be running a team in the WRBL.
Right.
He's going to be running the DF.
W?
Yeah, there's
It's
a
like the
secondary
RBL,
league.
but less people watch it. You know?
It's our G League or our WNBA.
It reminded me of the WNBA. Like, totally.
It's a very mean-spirited name. I was about the BBL, but I got outvoted because I'm a clown. Anyway, so you're saying Paige or anybody, really, and then you're saying Mike Eaton's going to take it this year. Could he win?
I think
Could he win league
but
MVP?
I think so. It just depends on how often he's battling because now he's going to be co-running the second league with Tom Goss, and I think that might take away some of his battling time, and that could go far for MVP. But it's one of my favorites, so I had to shout him out.
Okay. I mean, you really leaned into Paige and Mike. Do you like? I mean, let's talk about battlers and weight classes. Does being a bigger battler, because you have probably more of a target, right, for like fat
Definitely
jokes.
more of a target.
And also
physically.
like black jokes, like that's our fat jokes, right? Because there's so
Denver. I'm going Spaghetti Jake.
So anybody big, you. I don't think anybody over 200 pounds is one MVP.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's always the.
There's Ryan Nesson. Yeah, I don't think he's over 200.
Boring white guys are the hardest to roast.
Ouch, Ryan.
Give him-
Josh Means just called you a boring white guy.
Yeah,
He knows.
Yeah. He's just happy to call the guy.
It's just a lot harder to find an angle when it's two white guys, and when I'm the minority in the battle, it's weird. I'm not used to it.
Yeah, you guys aren't used to like poking fun at yourselves like every other culture is just like, oh, white people do this. You guys are like, what do you guys mean? It's like,
We're awesome.
we're number one. What are you talking about? Anyway, this is Rose Battle League Weekly. I'm here with Josh Means. That's Logan Farr. That's Alexis Fawx. Let's get into our first battle, man. This is an all-rookie battle coming to our way from Barcelona. This is Aiden versus Echo, both rookies. Let's roast.
Echo is the comedy, what Paris Hilton is the DJing. She's nice to look at, but no one's ever listening. If you think her name... If you think her name is stupid, you should meet her sister, Ultrasound. Unfortunately for Echo's parents, during the ultrasound for Echo, the doctor found a heartbeat. But now abortion is legal in Georgia, so it's all good. I'm done.
This crackhead-looking leprechaun is Aiden. Aiden is from Ireland, which means that either he was raised on Guinness or he was baptized in it. And judging by the way he looks, I'd say it's both.
I am a leprechaun. And Echo is such a brain-dead stoner that if she ever found my pot of gold, she would just try to smoke the pot. When Echo was a kid, her mum told her that if she ate lots of onions, she would grow boobs. Which explains why Echo has terrible breath.
Oh God, thank you, Potato Head. Aiden is proof that not every Irish is lucky.
That's good.
His way of flirting with women is just like his country, completely dependent on alcohol.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Echo is from the country Georgia. If you don't know much about Georgia, don't worry, it's going to be Russia soon. Every fucking day, Russia takes a little bit more of Georgia. Even Echo is starting to look like a Russian doll. The only difference between a Russian doll and Echo is that Echo only has older men inside of her.
At least my country was not invaded by potatoes. Aiden actually caught his dad cheating on his mom with another woman when he was a teenager, which was pretty tough. But honestly, that was the closest thing that he's ever been to a threesome.
Echo is what happens when Snow White doesn't eat the apple but gets it surgically implanted in her throat. Echo's voice is so deep that guys who date her first need to equalize. Especially before they go down and suck her dick.
Conor McGregor from Timo, everybody! Aiden loves rowing. Weird. I think that he loves rowing because it's the only thing where he's expected to finish fast and not get judged for it.
Echo would be useful on the road for when we needed to communicate with the whales. Echo claims to be a queen flirt and a master of manipulation. She brags about how many men she's put in the friend zone. Yeah. Recently, Greenpeace contacted her to ask if they could borrow her friend zone to patch the hole in the ozone. It wasn't big enough, so they had to use the only thing bigger than her friend zone, which is her ego.
It was useful.
Yeah.
It was very useful for them. Aiden, ladies and gentlemen, used to sing in a Catholic church choir when he was a kid. Cute, right? His priest said that it was the second best thing that he ever did with his mouth.
Out of Barcelona, two rookies, their debut here on the podcast. Aiden versus Echo. It's the only first names come out of Barcelona, just like Black Esther. But yeah, Aiden and Echo. What'd you think about that battle, Josh?
It was very fun, especially for two people who haven't done a battle before. It seemed like they were very well paced and using their time wisely. A couple of rookie mistakes, like using the so-and-so off Temu line that's been done a ton of times, and being so close to making a big pussy joke and saying her ego instead. But
he blue balled you on that one.
yes. But it was a fun battle, very fun.
Yeah, I guess that's misdirect though, right? Because I mean, I think we all were kind of like, oh, here comes a big pussy joke, but we're like, ego. All right, that was sassy, but I guess. You know, it was like, I mean, you're hurting her emotionally, but like, you know, it's not. That's like, it was a big punch.
I was hoping for pussy.
That's exactly what I love about these roast battles. Like every season, we get brand new rookies that come in and make a mark. And you know, we're starting out season 1. This doesn't count for the league point totals.
That's an appetizer, yeah. Like a preview. You get to see some. Yeah,
it's the preseason, seeing everybody warm up, and that was a great rookie battle.
Yeah, and I love what you're doing out here. You have a roast class, kind of like Pat invites some of the battlers from around the world to kind of teach a workshop once a month on the Patreon. Guys, go check it out if you want to learn some joke writing. Mike Lawrence does that too. Does like a joke writing class. So I think we need to incorporate you guys and all, just like maybe like improv does, and just host roast classes or just joke writing classes. That way we'll always have a pool of rookies and just people always coming into this and know what they're doing. You know?
I just had someone who is from Dallas. She was a part of the Patreon, and she's done some of the Zoom Patreon roasts. Took my class. Mike Eaton hooked her up with a spot, and she won her first battle.
No way.
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Yeah.
We want you guys here, man. Take these classes or just jump in and, you know, get baptized and see how it feels and then come back. This is fun stuff. Who'd you like in that battle?
I liked Aiden a lot in that battle. I liked how he slowly ramped up his cattiness. Like, they were all mean, but they slowly got meaner. Then he got really sassy at the end. My dumbass, when he said she was from Georgia.
Yeah.
We do that.
And then I heard the accent. I'm like, what, is she deaf? And it wasn't until later on they mentioned the country. I'm like, oh, that makes way more fucking sense.
We're American, everybody.
Yeah.
Russia, nice to meet you. We're your new allies, so just, you know.
It's like, you'll all be states soon anyways. I don't care.
What is she deaf?
Well, the way she was talking, I'm like, oh, she's a deaf chick. Like that's what that
That's
accent
why her name's
was.
Echo.
Yeah.
She's reading his lips the whole time.
She's just fighting for her life to speak English. Is this chick deaf? She's from Georgia. Like, no.
I loved how
got ran through already. Georgia got ran through.
I loved how she seemed shocked at like what he was saying right off the gate with the Paris Hilton reference. She was shocked, and then she came with like this cracked out leprechaun or whatever she's.
Yeah, that was weird because first of all, Paris Hilton. I don't think you guys know this, or if you know this overseas, we don't look at her like that. We don't actually think she's attractive at all. No. So that was funny to us. So I was like, that's a really good joke. And then I like Aiden's his pacing because it was like he would open and with his premise, and then it was like boom, you know that's a premise because then he stops and then he goes right into the punchline. So I think that's a great way to kind of separate what you're doing. Of here's this premise, wait for it. Boom, punchline, real simple, real easy. But I feel like a lot of her stuff just didn't match with, like, he didn't look like a crackhead because he's taller than her. So like on screen, I can't tell he's a crackhead, or even a leprechaun.
Yeah, he wasn't short at all.
Nah,
so I didn't get that part.
Yeah,
I was like, Ireland, okay.
He just kept nailing her.
Yeah, I caught on where this thing with rookie roasters do this that I like to catch early. Is in the beginning he said she was skinny, like Paris Hilton, she looked good, but then later on he called her fat with the whale joke.
Oh, you're right.
And for me, that non-continuity bothers me. Where I'm like, no, you can't call someone hot and skinny and then fat 2 jokes later.
When he did the whale joke, I thought he was talking about, you know, echo or like sonar kind of.
Oh, I thought he was calling her fat. Okay, that makes way more sense. I'm dumb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to the Georgian thing.
Yeah. Hey, I know my lane.
Yeah. We got to open the schools, man. What'd you think about that battle?
I enjoyed it. Wow, rookies, huh?
Yeah, that's you tonight, Rook.
I'm like, holy crap.
Waiting all over the stage.
I really was it Aiden? That was his name?
Yeah.
Aiden? Yeah, I really liked him. I thought of everything that you guys said. I just thought he kept like really coming at her. Yeah, and I didn't really understand a lot of her little things. But yeah, that was good.
It was fun.
It was really good.
Let's get predictions for America East. So you've got Cleveland, Atlanta, New York, and Chicago. Chicago, New York, obviously the heavy hitters. Cleveland, though, they're scrappy, and Atlanta's got an MVP who hasn't lost yet in this league, in Shelley Gruenberg. So let's go with predictions. Who wins that division?
For the entire division, I think it's between New York and Chicago. And I think Chicago is one of my dark horses. They might just sneak in through a wild card, but I think they could win the whole. I think they could win the whole thing. They've got so many just incredible battlers in Chicago. Same with New York. Some of my favorites, but I would go Chicago taking it.
All right, you heard that. New York, Cleveland, Atlanta, Bay Area.
Yeah.
Didn't pick you, but Chicago, you're good.
No, it's I'm going Chicago too. I like a lot of the roasters out of there. I like how mean they can get. I'm picking Tito out of there. I think he's going to do great. He's one of those guys that he constantly gets better. He's great in every battle. I love watching him roast because he has that thing a lot of like guys do well of being catty and pulling it off. Like it doesn't come off as smug, it comes off as him, and I love that for roasting. Like his cattiness, and then he's just mean.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
That's exactly why I love Brandon Kiefer.
Yes. No, exactly. Yes.
Those two have a very, very, very mean, catty, just like ruthless style about them. But it's so silly, and they're just such veterans of stand-up, so you can see how they can just pull that off, and that looks so mean when they're saying the meanest, harshest thing.
Yeah.
And then I think Chris Grieco just does a great job cultivating new comics, building the scene out there.
Yeah, they've got a whole citywide tournament they're doing right now. They just got kicked off of WGN for
it's beautiful. Love that.
Wow.
Yeah, they did what is it, like an exhibition roast, showing the city what roast battle looks like. So people go to the tournament they're doing out there, and I was talking to Chris this morning, and they got dressed down by WGN. So shout out WGN, we're coming to riot. Who do you like this season in the America East? Are you a Cleveland, Atlanta, New York, or Chicago girl?
Well, I've been to Chicago. That was fabulous. I love the roast battle up there. I'm going to be going to New York in April, so I would like to see what happens out of those two. I think that'd be really cool. I'm from the Northeast coast, so
yeah, no prognostication. I'm going to stay out of this one because I didn't even ask you guys about the America West because I clearly know you guys think you're going to win. But who wins? Who's your division MVP? Like of all the battlers in America East, like who do you guys like? You like Tito out of Chicago, so for all four cities, you're saying that's the guy.
Out of all four cities,
yeah, like MVP division.
Can the main guy could Josh win MVP for our thing? Because I'm thinking, I like Dan Quayle's. He's out of New York.
Dan Wicks.
Dan Wicks. There you go.
Quayle was the vice president for the first Bush.
Yeah, we'll go Dan Wicks.
Like Dan Quayle? From 1991?
I was like, did I just get a history lesson or something?
Not on purpose.
VP Quayle.
Dan Wicks is one of those ones I watched anything he posts. He makes me laugh harder than almost anyone.
Yeah.
It's just that.
He's twitchy. He's funny.
Yeah. And it's just so mean coming from a clearly autistic person. We're like, he's thought about this for months.
He's ticked about this for months.
Exactly. And all the bracelets, everything just cracked me up. I love that dude. He's hilarious. I think he has a great chance of taking it all, especially if he battles a lot. I'd love to see it.
Wicks, you always are on the cusp. I feel like you're always like right there. You are a top 10 dude in this every year. You're a student of the game.
Absolutely.
This could be the year that Dan Wicks breaks through. I'm gonna actually agree with you on that one. You know what? I'm picking Dan Wicks this season. That's my MVP.
Book yourself to battle more, Dan.
Hell yeah.
Do it.
MVP for the East. Who you got?
Dan was one of my picks, but I don't know if he's going to battle as much. But I love Chris Crespo. I hope he takes a full season the same way Tom Goss is getting a full season this year. I think he can put up an insane run in the RBL, and then you got the big three of New York: fucking John Ajota, Malia Simon, Andrew Manning. Any of them could do it.
Gosh, and Big T's good too, man.
Yeah.
Don't forget about it. Don't slip on Big T.
New York has
killers.
Yes. A 1 through 50 in New York can come put up a great battle.
Divya Karen. I mean, there's so many of those guys out there. Let's get into another battle, man. This is a battle show, so let's get into it. This is out of Manchester versus London, the rivalry. This is Jordan Ducharme, our guy, versus our lady, Helen Kay. Let's get into it. London, Manchester.
Hell yeah, Helen Kay on my fantasy team.
Hey now.
All right. I'm going to start because we're the same age, but I feel like out of two of us, Jordan's going to go first.
For sure.
I'm sorry that you had to learn that the man you avoided sitting next to on the bus has followed you here. You know what? I'll leave it there.
You leave it there. All right, everyone. This is Helen Kay from Russia. She's a real Moscow. All right. She was forced to grow up left-handed because where she's from, there are no rights.
Only far right.
Helen claims she's not a communist, yet her pussy is being distributed equally to all the men in her village.
You are welcome. All right, the sound you just heard is allegedly a Canadian accent. He must have met his girlfriend on Breeze, because there is no way she would go out with him if she knew how he sounds. Jordan, I think I speak for all of us when I say you're going too far for Movember. I wish you preferred your beard like you prefer your children, well-groomed.
Oh, come on, everyone. Keep it going for the gremlin from the Kremlin. You know, most people hate traveling, but if you don't like planes, if you think planes are rough, you should see the shipping container Helen was trafficked here in. She claims to never want children. That's her way of seizing the means of production. But she's also 33 years old, so eventually her womb is going to be as barren and empty as the country she came from.
You could stand to have less interest in children, frankly.
They're so funny, though.
So when Jordan is not busy making no money in comedy, he's busy making no money bartending. Ladies, you might recognize him from when he told you, Angela's busy, I'm here.
All right, everybody. When I first met Helen, I couldn't tell if it was a hot drag queen or a below-average-looking woman. You might recognize her as you might recognize Helen as the horse Putin rides around on bareback. She looks like both a grumpy waitress that would leave a cigarette in your food and the evil nurse that poisons the babies. Helen's literally what happens when you order your Make-A-Wish bride off Wish.com.
You can't even afford that, though. You know, when I first met you, I thought you were a gay homewrecker. No, you agree, right? Because he looks like he steals other people's fags.
I could use a cigarette.
The first battle, I did so many slurs. It was just so fun.
Yeah.
I wanted to try.
It is fun. So growing up, Helen's mom consistently body shamed Helen, which led to a lot of eating disorders. But it could be worse. She could be fat.
Like you.
There's no shame here at all. I feel proud of it. But imagine, though, a Russian eating disorder. What, did you have one potato instead of two? It would be rough. I mean, having to go outside every time you need to puke in a toilet.
So Jordan has 2 siblings and is bad at maths. So that's 2 reasons why his parents refer to him as the one who doesn't count. Jordan is a fan of wrestling, as you can tell. He's a big fan of material that's scripted. Don't worry, I'm just surprised you can read.
And write.
John's icon, John Cena's catchphrase is, "You can't see me." Jordan's catchphrase is, "You can't see me ever making it in comedy."
All right, everyone. Yeah, so Helen, of course, she looks like she never has sex, but always gets UTIs. She lost her virginity at 19. Her boyfriend wanted to earlier, but Helen was stalling.
Joke's on you, he didn't want to.
No, she lost it right after she started drinking. Her dad was so happy she'd finally agreed to cocktails. No, jokes aside, Helen told me her dad was both a genius and an alcoholic. Well, I guess no one told Mr. Genius that alcohol's bad for you, because he's dead now.
What's your job again?
My job doesn't matter. I'm alive.
It really doesn't. I'm just going to say that Jordan also lost his virginity at 19 in a van at a music festival. So at least we know why he's denying the United Nations reports about the rapes committed by Hamas on October 7th. And on that note, that's us.
And on that note, that's them. Manchester's own Jordan Ducharme, the president of the Manchester Roast Battle League. And then you've got Helen Kay from London, two legends. Ducharme, man, I'm going to say this. If you're battling like that, people better be fucking careful out there in Europe. That is it's one of the better battles I've seen. And Jordan's he just progressively gets better every battle, and he didn't hold back a lot of the dark stuff. Helen's so likable, so I think some of the stuff didn't land with the crowd, but it landed here in this room, man. Like, what did you think of that battle?
It was such a fun battle. Helen, in the first half, I felt like they were going back and forth. She had that great opening line with the guy that you did sit by on the bus. But then Jordan just kept hitting her with these just well-crafted haymakers. And she was a great opponent. She laughed it off, but like, man, you know, that's it. Damn. One of them had to hurt.
I mean, well, Helen does this thing. She has this, every time a joke is said about her, she just sits there and smiles because she's such a masochist. It's almost like you're just like hitting her with swords, and she's just like, whatever. I guess we're going to die, but we're fighting, you know? So she's just really into it.
Yeah.
She had some haymakers in there too, but yeah, I felt like just Jordan was just going at the body the whole time and then like hit a couple uppercuts at the end.
I like this battle a lot. Jordan really reminds me of like if Jake Risley's wife leaves him, like that's what he's gonna look like then. Like I just couldn't stop thinking of that.
Bay Area battle,
Deep cut.
Jordan really, like for me, if he felt like Gervonta Davis, very slow start and then just built up. For me, the momentum shift was when he did that. She looks like the horse that Putin rides.
Oh man, yeah.
And that's when the momentum kind of he just started really laying it on because. That outhouse joke had me howling. That was such a good joke. I love that. They both did well. Helen killed it, but Jordan, that was great. That was so much fun to watch.
Yeah. Again, if Jordan's like, he's writing like that and he's going no holds barred like that, it almost felt like he was just like, he had more. He was like, I just wrote this.
Even in the moment
yeah. He's like, I don't know. Felt
very natural for him.
Yeah. Just to call her a cunt.
In the moment, she's like, what's your job? And he's like, it doesn't matter. I'm alive.
Yeah. It was the nonchalant attitude. I just love that.
I mean, Pat loves this thing where like you can take the essence of somebody with a joke, right? Like you just really nail their essence. And there was a joke in there that Jordan did about Helen looks like she doesn't have sex but always gets UTIs.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the most brutal jokes my God, that's her essence. She was like, oh, that's really foul, but man, you do look like that.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
No, that was great. Like,
sorry, Helen, but yeah.
Sorry. I think I've seen her battle before. So
yeah,
nice
straight battle.
She's
the Russian assassin. She is the Kremlin gremlin. She's very scary.
I can see that.
Between the two of them, they have like 15 RBL appearances. They're both fantastic battlers.
Yeah.
I did think that Jordan, correct? Yeah. I think Jordan really kept coming at her. It was really nice.
Yeah.
I liked what he had to say.
Yeah.
Caveman. So you got Tokyo, and you guys know those guys. I mean, Jay Yamaki, Troy Lewis, JJ Wackrat runs the whole awesome scene out there.
Jay Yamaki, last season's champion. I love him, think he's a great battler. Will he be able to battle enough people this year? He battled so many people last year. Is he going to rematch those people? Are there enough battlers to step up to the plate with him and put on a great battle? I don't know. I haven't seen it.
They're going to season 3. They seem to always have a few new people come out, you know?
Absolutely.
A couple guys have like retired or just like kind of stuck to judging, like Bill, you know?
Yeah.
So for the most part, I think they're always getting new people in. There's so much turnover in just the entertainment, you know, division anyway. So for the most part, there's always new people coming in, and they like to get in through roast battle sometimes because it's kind of easier to get into the stand-up scene if you kind of slip in through here and people know you write jokes. Who do you like out of International East? We'll say Tokyo, Barcelona, Sydney.
The only guy I know in those scenes is the guy I'm battling tonight, James Regal, and watching his stuff.
Regal's here?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
battling
Regal's
tonight.
here?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm
Amazing.
excited.
So that's the only guy, and because I'm battling, I've been watching a lot of his battles. I'm like, that dude's fucking funny.
Dude,
Very
Regal.
like,
I can't
I'm
believe battle
excited.
Regal. Yeah. Oh, that should be a slugfest.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Wow.
I'm excited to watch.
I like battlers. Like he mixes it up so well.
Yeah.
And he's well spoken. So I enjoy that. I'm like, okay, we're going vastly different styles against each other.
I'm looking at the camera right now because he just said well spoken. Now, if you guys have paid attention to this whole podcast, this man didn't know where Georgia, not the state of Georgia,
Yeah.
a subdivision country of Russia, Georgia now, and then also
I got John Quayle and John Wick confused. Or
Dan Quayle. That was it.
John Wick.
Yeah.
And you're still going to get confused.
Like John Wick.
Oh, that's going to be
Roast
such a
battle.
good battle. I can't wait to watch you
Don't you
tonight,
dare
man.
write a joke about his dead dog.
Fuck yeah.
And then now, yeah, you're saying James Riggle is well spoken just because he's British.
Exactly. Yeah.
James gonna have a high school degree, and he's just like, guy speaks so well, just because he has this accent.
He spells color weird though.
And favorite.
Exactly. I want to hear him say aluminium.
Yeah, exactly.
And vitamins, yes. Catholic, that's what I heard a lady say today. I think it was Echo. She's like, oh, you go to a Catholic church. She's talking to Aiden. Anyway, first
The
battle.
deaf chick.
Yeah, the deaf chick.
Yeah. The deaf chick.
Georgian, yeah. So you're visiting
Amazing.
some of these places this year. What's the first international city you're going? Because there's Sydney. You're working with Yab Mad. Our Yab Mad folks. They're running our roast battle of Sydney, and then you got Tokyo.
Yeah, I'm going to
obviously.
go to Tokyo first for my birthday. So I want to like to fit in a roast battle while I'm there. And then I'm going to head to Sydney to check out those guys and hopefully hit one there.
You got Barcelona.
And then I've got Berlin, Barcelona, Amsterdam, and London in September that I'm doing. So I'm going to be going in
Only
Europe.
place we don't have is Amsterdam. Amsterdam, if you're listening and you're watching this,
Get on it.
Yeah. We need to get out there because we need to do some drugs and bang some hookers.
Yeah, fuck yeah. That's why
Is that
I
what
go.
you're doing, right? That's where you're going?
I do that everywhere. No, I'm just kidding. I don't need Amsterdam, baby.
All right, we'll do
Guess
one
what I'm
more
doing
battle,
tonight.
And then we'll go down to the W and talk about the W this year. This is exciting stuff. Last battle of the night. Let's see here. We got Vancouver, our newest city. We dropped Montreal. Fuck you, Montreal. You ruined my life last season. But I'm excited about Vancouver. International West. This is Josh Roman versus Randy Myers.
Okay, Randy Myers versus Josh Roman. Let's roast.
Josh, as you can see, he's so cute and he's so sweet. In fact, he kind of reminds me of SpongeBob. Who lives in an apartment that his wife pays for. It's Josh Roman, who's a barista in a comic, so clearly he's poor. It's Josh Roman. If kink and ass play is something you wish, then best grab the lube, because here comes his fist. It's Josh Roman. It's Josh Roman, not Josh Fleming. It's Josh Roman.
I feel like you're just jealous I have a sugar mama. Randy's a pansexual, genderqueer, pro wrestling comedian, begging the question, what won't white men do to avoid therapy?
Josh truly has the very best vibes. In fact, I think that's how he landed such a lovely wife. Actually, sorry, that should be, Josh has the best vibrators, and I think that's the only way he landed his such a lovely wife.
I'm not saying Randy is a predator, but he looks like a community theater Beetlejuice, but instead of his name, you have to say no 3 times.
You've only said it twice. Josh was actually homeschooled by his very religious mother. That's because she was worried he was going to get shot in school. And by shot, I mean vaccinated.
Randy's 41 years old, which is wild, because I always thought he just looked terrible for his age.
That's not what you said on Grindr. And I'm 42. Josh was homeschooled, and his mom wanted to give him as authentic a school experience as possible. So in the morning, they would do math and science. And in the afternoon, she'd beat him up and call him.
All true. I just found out Randy doesn't have an autoimmune disorder. He just kind of looks like that. I feel like I'm being haunted by the ghost of HIV future.
Last joke. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to say the worst joke that I've ever written. But then you had to throw HIV in my face, huh? I was looking at a picture of Josh and thought he kind of looks like Drew Carey. And then I looked at it a little more, and I thought he really looks like Drew carrying the HIV virus.
Randy's dad left when he was 10. And I know what you're thinking, but guys, his mom is so hot. And nice. Like, it was 100% because of Randy.
We love it. That's our new city, Vancouver. That's Josh Roman, Randy Myers. Randy Myers, Josh Roman. A little bit of J Light, a little bit of Josh Means. You got some J Light in my Vancouver. You got some Josh Means in my Vancouver. What do we think about this one, guys? This was an interesting one to end the show on.
The one thing I want to give Randy credit for is knowing that was the worst joke he's ever written. I really thought he was just going to go all musical jokes after that first one.
It's quite the opener.
Very theatrical.
Yeah.
Very theater kid.
Yes, and when it was going, I was like, oh, maybe the audience isn't mic'd. It's the new city. And then he said one joke, and I was like, oh no, they're there.
Yeah, Randy looks like he doesn't have teeth. That's very weird, but he was like speaking clearly and didn't seem like he was like sucking gums or anything, so he has all his teeth.
Wait, is Randy the one with the dark jacket on?
Yeah. The one that was singing musical
Not
numbers.
sucking
and then
gums?
Josh called him a queer, so we knew. We're like, okay, that makes sense. It's not just like a tough guy wearing a leather jacket who's singing now. He's actually got a reason.
He was wild when he called that out. I'm like, I thought it was you the whole time, bro. Like, that's weird. That's the pot calling the kettle black. Like, Randy definitely needs to get his Adderall prescription refilled. No, it was good. Like, Josh killed it. I loved his jokes. But yeah, Randy, it's like he thought it was like an improv class. The way that cadence, it threw me off. Yeah. Because it felt very improv-y. Like he was waiting for someone in the crowd to shout out something.
Yeah. It was very like, it didn't feel natural. It was because he does this. And you're like, yeah. And I get it. That's how performers are. That's how he performs. I'm not bagging on that, Randy. Yeah. I think it was just the lack of punchline.
Yes, and HIV.
But obviously, Vancouver's been doing this for a long time. They've been doing this like probably 3 years after we started. I remember when they started up there, so I'm glad they're in the league now. They have a lot of good battlers. I've seen Josh before. He's been doing it a minute. Randy, this might have been an off night, so sorry if it was. But that felt like I contracted the HIV virus. Yeah. I now have full-blown AIDS after watching that.
It's always weird when you do a joke about the same premise your guy just did before.
Yeah, you could have switched to STDs.
Yeah, it's like, in your head, you have to call it audible. Like, if someone says something and it's not a rebuttal to the joke, like, I'm not using that anymore.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It could have been cancer. It could have been, like, I don't know. It could have been a number of things. You could have done a number of autoimmune disease, whatever it is.
There's so many things you could. I mean, just look at the guys. You could have just gone off the spot. Yeah. I mean, Josh looks like you combined Billy and Mandy in the same person.
He looks like Sean Penn playing Randy Quaid.
He looks so clean.
Yeah,
he looks so clean.
But like
I'm just ready.
Dirty.
Yeah,
He looks part giraffe
with a software company.
Yeah.
He feels like he has all the fentanyl we're trying to keep on the,
Yeah, I feel like Randy's the guy that controls women's OnlyFans accounts. Like he's the one chatting you up because he just has so much enthusiasm. Like someone's talking to me.
Sex Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he definitely knows how to suck dick.
Exactly,
So
That's not how you do it. It's like, okay.
let me tell you.
He looks like a guy that tries to innovate while he does it. It's like, oh, this was not a good decision.
It's so funny. Josh probably had the better battle, but we can't stop talking about Randy. That's how good you are, Randy. It's not about. It's about being memorable, and you know that because you're a theater major.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the WRBL.
WRBL.
Before we get to that, I do want to say we didn't talk about London really. Shalaka Corrupt.
Oh, you want to talk MVPs? Oh yeah, let's go international
running,
East, or West, whatever.
Whichever one we didn't already do. Mekan Roth, Shalaka Corrupt, Ryan Cullen. Those are top candidates in my eyes.
But yeah, let's talk about the cities we're going to talk about. So you got London and Manchester. You guys like Jordan Ducharme out of Manchester. I'm a big Mekan Roth fan. She's a maniac at this. I go back to back.
Team.
Yeah, I go back to back Mekan on that one.
But I feel like Shalaka, to not discuss her after the 2 years she's had since we started the RBL would just be blasphemous.
It is blasphemous. Yeah, we had to mention Shalaka after every show. Yeah, she's the greatest. Luke Hall, I think, is going to because he wants to battle a lot this year from what he was saying when we were over there, and I think Luke could make a real big impact this year, or even Duffy Connors. I see Duffy Connors' name every year, and I've never met this guy, and I always see I've only seen one battle, Duffy, and you have like some of the most points in Roast Battle League history. Break through this year. I want to meet you and see you battle live.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Then you got Scotland. You got the Ryan Collins, the Kyle Samuels, Jack Trainers.
Yes.
And Kate Hammer now. She's like, they're all talking about Kate Hammer. What do we think about Scotland?
I like Ryan. I like watching his battles. He's someone, if I see his name pop up, I'll always watch his battles. It's just that same kind of like mean cattiness that I fucking love.
Yeah.
It's the best. And I like his writing style. He seems to mix it up a fair amount. I'll watch every one of his battles.
Yeah. He's got a hell of a special, too. It's on the Roast Battle channel right now. Real dark. It's in black and white. I mean, the guy he's the master of the dark joke right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Cole and Kyle Samuel are my two.
Those are your two?
Yeah.
And out of Barcelona, you're battling Regal, who's the president. Regal. And that guy, I mean, he battled Ryan Cullen, and that was a slugfest. James won that night, and I think I gained even more respect for James after that because Ryan is such a dark dude, but then to match his dark with Ryan's, I mean, not a lot of guys can get out of there with a win, and he did. So James is really good. I like Esther out there. She's really good. But Darren Cohen is my guy, man. Yeah, I know you're watching, D, but yeah, you got to do something this year for me. You got to win. You're tall, you're lanky, you look, you're handsome. Like, bring it home.
What?
He
sounds attractive.
I'm like, yeah, you're tall, you're lanky, you're handsome. Back to you, Alexis.
Sounds like my type.
Yeah, out of, let's see. So Australia's, we're not going to touch them. We're not going to touch Vancouver. But Toronto, they've been around a little bit. We got a guy battling tonight, Will Christensen.
Yep.
From Toronto.
Was Patrick from there also from last night?
He's living in the Bay now.
Okay, got it.
But he is originally from Toronto. Okay. But yeah, Toronto's got a nice scene. I'm curious to see what Vancouver brings. Toronto, one of my favorites, Sarah Ashby.
Really
I
good.
felt like every battle I saw of hers was a fantastic battle. I didn't see too many on RBL, but now's a new season, new chance to get on more often.
Yeah, they have really good quality battles. They promote really well. They almost sell out every show, it seems like. Those guys do a good job. So I would love to see Toronto, make a push this year. I think early in the season last year, they were like leading the division for a second.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of fell off because they weren't putting as many quality battles forward. So have some good battles, have some good shows. Guys, the season's starting. Let's talk about the W.
I'm excited.
Are you ready for the secondary battle? 8 cities, all around the country. There's one international city in Berlin. Shout out Germany. You're going to Berlin this year. Check out that thing over there. What do we think about this division?
I love it. I love that we're going to be relegating the bottom point getter for the main league to the W. And there's something to fight for.
It would be crazy if LA goes to the W.
Oh, I would love that.
If LA gets last place in the whole league and we go down, that would be...
You guys just stop doing the league.
No more league. No one gets it.
Yeah, we do it.
I'm taking my league and going home.
But Milwaukee, Hartford, San Diego, Phoenix, DFW, New Orleans, Philadelphia.
That's all of them.
That's all of them?
Yeah,
Thank
Berlin.
God, I'm nice at
Yeah.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
Milwaukee almost made the league last year, so there's a lot of I know no pressure on those guys, but those guys they're running a tournament right now, so they're gonna have some firepower coming out of the gate. I think for this season for that division of the Roast Battle League. Hartford has all the New York guys, all the
Yeah.
secondary New York guys, so you got a lot of solid, sharp writing coming out of there.
San Diego gets all the LA guys.
We got all the LA runoffs.
That's
some
how
of the Bay Area
LA got
runoffs.
most of their points last year.
Yeah, we outsourced. Shout out San Diego. And then Phoenix is my dark horse, I think. Philadelphia probably has, I think, pound for pound, some of the best comics in the country right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if all those guys do roast battle, but I know, like, just comic to comic wise, like, pound for pound, Philadelphia has the best comics. But I think that something about Phoenix, man, they've been doing it a long time. They've got some veterans that go to Skankfest, like Rob Maybe and Anwar and those guys. Yep. I just think that they might come through. But Mike and Jay run Dallas.
Yeah, we did. Me and Logan judged a show in DFW.
It was a lot of fun.
So much
Big
fun.
laugh.
Yeah. So what are we thinking about these cities this year?
I think DFW, same thing as San Diego and Hartford. They'll piggyback off of Austin's success. They'll get some Houston comics. Being able to be a new region. I'm just so excited to see who comes out of there. It's hard because we haven't seen as many battles from them, but I will say the battles we saw in DFW were great. I think Sagan Butler is a fantastic battler.
Ooh, Sagan's,
Yep.
I think she's going to do great for them, and I'm excited to see what Mike and Jay do with DFW.
It's going to be fun, man. New Orleans, they've got this club down there a few cities away in Lafayette. It's like the best club in all Louisiana, and I saw a few of the New Orleans guys. Those guys might be something to be reckoned with. You know, they got a battle right now on the Roast Battle League channel that you guys can check out and just get a preview of some of those cats. But I think that's gonna be probably the toughest division out of all the divisions we have. I think the W is because they're fighting for a spot to get into the big show.
They'll be scrappy.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna see a lot of those. Maybe one or two of those battles this season probably sneak up into our countdown. So we'll see what happens, man. This was fun, though, guys. Thank you guys for having us, man. Roast Fest, opening day weekend, Josh Means, Logan Farr, Alexis Fawx. Anything before we get out of here, guys?
No, just thank you. This has been a blast, man. I love this shit.
Follow
Thank you
Roast
so
Battle
much.
Bay Area.
Yeah. Follow Roast Battle Bay Area. Take Josh Means' class.
Battle!
Yeah, she's battling tonight.
I'm battling tonight.
Subscribe to her
Alexis
stuff.
Fawx versus Dakota Fry.
I'm already starting to sweat in weird places.
And that'll do it for us.